Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make a graphic. There are the pre-made graphics which you can use, but let's just show you how to make your own here real quick. So the first thing that you want to do here is turn on the title safe. If this isn't showing up down there, this is just turning on the title safe. This will not show up when it's output. It's just a guide to show you where to put the graphics. If this isn't showing up here, you can hit this little plus and it'll be here, and you just drag it down to the interface and click OK. It's already there, so we don't need to do that. But once this title safe is here, then you should switch into the graphics interface, and it's going to change what the panels are. And when we do this, this is all the pre-made graphics, which you can use one. Like here's a lower third here. If I just drag this on here, you'll see that there it is. So, but we're going to make our own here with a little line that's underneath here. So I'm just going to click and delete that. So I'm going to come back here to the beginning of this shot, and I'm going to go on Edit. And then right here, there's a little thing that says a new layer. So when I click on that, we're going to tell it to be text. And then we go get the Move tool, and we're going to put this text here. Okay, and then just so it's all the same font and everything, let's go ahead and put a stroke on it. So let's make the stroke black, and we're going to set the stroke at 4, and then we're going to put a drop shadow on it. We're going to make that also black. Okay, so that's nice and visible now. And let's change this font to bold. So we're going to go down here to the Myriad Pro and make it be bold. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click right on this and just duplicate it. And then go on the Move tool still and just bring this down. And we're going to take it off bold and make this be regular. Okay, and then we're also going to make it be smaller here. Okay. And then we're going to add one more layer here. Oh, let's actually put this below here so that's what it really is. And let's go ahead and change this, so this will be her name. And we're just going to type her name. And her, imagine that would be capital. And then down here is, and we're going to call this her title. Okay. Now we're going to put one more layer here. So we come here, and this time we're going to choose a rectangle shape. And when it gets out here again, we have to go to the Move tool, and we're going to make this nice and skinny. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's give it a little stroke, just like the other, so it matches. Black, and we'll set this to say OK in the color, and set this to 4. And we'll do our drop shadow again also. And the fill color this time is going to be white, which is the same color as the letters. Okay, now if these had been a color, we could go here on the fill and just move this out of the way and use the color picker here. If we get this here, we can actually choose the color here. If I choose it now, of course, it's going to be white, so I'm not going to do that. Well, I guess I will, just to get off that tool, and say OK. Now we're going to go here. We have the shape tool here, so we're going to click on the shape, okay, and go to the fill, and we're just going to make it be white like the rest of the letters. Okay, and then we're going to just make it nice and skinny. Okay, and we're going to move it down here and put it where we need it to be. And now we have our title. Okay, and this is what it is. And of course we would type her name and what her actual title is. Okay, now what we can do too, I'm also going to move this down here to the middle. So this is what it's really like, layers like in Photoshop. So now what I can also do is, so I don't have to reinvent this wheel every time, let's say that we only want this thing to be 5 seconds long. So let's click here and type 5 dot enter. So it is already about 5 seconds. I'm just going to trim it down so it's exactly 5 seconds. And then I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say export as motion graphics template. This saves it into Premiere so we don't have to recreate it every time. So we click here, and it's going to pop up, and I'm going to call it her name and title. You can call it whatever you want, whatever makes it easier for you to. Her name and title, lower third. Okay, And I'm going to include the video thumbnail. I'm going to warn if the fonts are not here, you can download them from Adobe Typekit. We're going to warn if it includes any effects that aren't in Premiere Pro, and warn if it's not compatible with mobile devices. That's all good. And say OK. And it's going to go in our local templates folder with this name. We click OK. And we say OK. It said the following fonts were not synced from the Typekit, but they will be. Okay. And there it is. Okay. So now when we go, we've used this, and if we need to make another title further down the timeline, let's just go back to editing mode again. Okay, and we need to, let's say we wanted to put her graphic here. We could just click on here and just copy it, just with edit copy, which is the keyboard shortcut is Command C. And then we could come here and go edit paste. And whoops, I forgot to turn this on. Let's undo that. Command Z. Okay, so let's turn on this track and we'll do edit paste. Yes. Okay, so in order to copy it, we have to turn off this layer here, so we're not copying that. Click that and edit copy, and then go where we want it to go. Make sure this layer's off and this layer's on, and edit paste. And now we have this here, and we just typed a new name and stuff in here using the type tool. Okay, so that's how we do it.